Good afternoon, Vapors. Frooti Cloudz here again with a premium juice review. I'd like to show you today, I've got just jam, I've got the jam on scones. A lot of hype about this online, so I went out and bought myself a bottle. I've got the information about the website, from the website here. Let me read about it for you. First of all, it's available in 0, 3 and 6 milligrams nicotine. I have the 3 milligram here. It says, just jam on scones is a jam e-liquid like no other. Raspberry jam smothered on a freshly baked English scone with generous lashings of Devon cream. The question is jam or cream first, and it's in a 70ml bottle, which is quite a big bottle for as things go. So yeah, so I got this locally. I bought it from the Amsterdam Head Shop, which is on the Reeperbahn, my local e-juice shop down the road here, here in Hamburg. And I've been trying it a bit. Like you can see, there's quite a bit already used up of this. So I'd like to go on and look at this. Remember, this is an 80-20 blend, so it's 80 VG, 20 PG. It's got quite a decent taste to it so far that I found. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about some of the things I found out. So first of all, I have my Milo 3 here, the tank on there. It's on my iStick. I have it set at 44 watts. And I have a 0.3 ohm coil head in here for this test. First, I'm going to do a smell test, so I'm going to have a little sniff. Now, one of the drawbacks I found is it doesn't have a child lock on it. It's got all your poison labels, the little triangle on the side, but that's for me is a bit of a drawback. Let's have a look. The smell test. I can smell lots and lots and lots and lots of raspberry jam. It's not a bad raspberry jam. It's not the best raspberry jam I've ever smelled in my life, but it's not a bad raspberry jam. And but there's not a lot of the smell of the cream that they suggested, and certainly I don't pick up the Devon scones that I'd like to. But I'm going to do a quick taste test. Yeah, there's a lot of jam there. It's quite tasty. And you know, you pick up a hint of the cream when you put it on, when you taste it like that. Also, there's just a touch of the scones coming through. But really, I must be honest, just jam, as far as I've found so far, could do with some more scones. I mean, everybody likes their jam and cream without a decent amount of scones. So maybe that'd be something. But the next thing I should do really is I'm going to do a throat hit and a nose hit. See if there's any irritation there. I'll give you a rating for that. Then the vapor production. Bear in mind I'm only running at 44 watts today, so it could be okay. There could be more if you had a larger tank on, of course. And for an 80-20 blend, I expect it to kick some clouds anyway. And flavour finally will be the third one, and I'll give you a rating out of 5 for each of those. So first of all, throat hit and nose hit. As I expected, there's no noticeable nose hit or throat hit at all. 3 milligrams nicotine doesn't really leave any hit in the throat, and nose hit and throat hit from an 80-20 VG-PG, I didn't expect it at all. So it's a good solid 4, I reckon, for that. Now vapor production. The vapor's good. The clouds are thick. Yeah, sure, if I was using a larger tank and I was using more, I'd probably produce a lot more clouds. But again, for an 80-20, you would expect that with the amount of VG that's in there. Now the most important thing, the flavour hit. So, by the way, vapor production, a good 3.5 to a 4. On the inhale, I pick up a lot of raspberry jam. It's not a bad raspberry jam, as I said, but it's not the best raspberry jam in the world. On the exhale, as a bit of the cream starts to come through, but as I suspected and leaves me a little disappointed is that I really don't taste those scones. I really think that's something that this juice really lacks, is it's got so much hype because of these scones, but you don't really taste it in the way that you'd expect to. Now, my overall rating, so for that, I give it a 3.5 for the flavour, and the overall rating is a 3.7, which is really quite a good Really quite a good rating for a juice like this. I would say one of its saving graces, and one of the reasons I like this juice so much, is that it makes a great all-day vape. And you know, all of us are looking for something we can vape all the time. And I think that's one of the real things that this has in there. A lot of the really good flavours, you vape 1 or 2 tanks and they taste great, but then you can't do a third or a fourth during the day. It's really too much. But this comes along and it hits you with a lot more flavour. You can keep going, then you can keep hitting it. You don't end up with a flowery mouth, and that really does help. And it doesn't leave you feeling like like your tongue's got sandpaper on it. So that's a really good point about it. Now, would I buy it again? Probably. You know, there's quite a few things in the shop that I might buy before it. I won't mention them now, but this is still up there within my top 10, and I think that it makes a really good vape. Value for money, 26 bucks. 26 bucks has cost me 70 mils. I think that's quite a good value for money. That works out about 5 euros per 100 mils, which isn't really that bad a price at the end of the day. What else would I want to say about it? Well, value for money, as I said, it is value for money. It's a good jam taste. There's not enough scones. It does make a really, really good all-day vape, and it's a solid juice. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I'm sure you'd like to go out and try this yourselves. I'd like to hear your opinion too. What did you think of it? Okay, if you like this video, underneath, write a comment, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram under Frooti Cloudz. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, vaping, it's a way of life.